So as we all know, final season is approaching, grades are dropping, motivation is deteriorating, homework is never ending. But here in APN, there's a common saying.
The grind never stops.
The grind never stops. Stay strong, Apaches.
Okay, Kona, name the...
Ow, I was sleeping and that hurt.
You know what's gonna hurt even more if you don't study ahead of time for finals? Your grade.
Whatever, let's just focus on the show and not the books right now. I'm Kona.
And I'm Trinity, and welcome to Show 20.
Next week, the library will open at 7 a.m. and will close at 5 p.m. for all you studygoers. Keep up the hard work.
Fires, earthquakes, and floods. The U.S. has had many natural disasters in the past, but the most recent one has hit Alaska hard. Here's Jason with the details.
Really question, why do we do these earthquake drills? But if you were in Alaska, it could be a matter of life or death. On the morning of November 30th, Anchorage, one of the largest cities in Alaska, was hit with a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that can be felt anywhere within a 400-mile radius. Although Alaska primarily has about 40,000 quakes a year, the Anchorage earthquake has been recorded as the second largest earthquake to hit Alaska since 1964. Many roads have either been shut down or destroyed due to the earthquake. Alaskans are still suffering every day, with hundreds of aftershocks, with each averaging around a 4 to 6 magnitude.
I was in my classroom with all my students when the earthquake hit. The kids aren't coming back till next week, so there's been a lot of disruption that way. Some ramps failed, and there were some ground failures that caused it to go down to like one lane. And heading south through the mountains, the rock slides, the aftershocks kept bringing down more rocks, and so it wasn't really very safe for a while. People did what they should, which is that I'm sitting there in a full classroom with 25, 30 teenagers, and as soon as it was obvious that the shaking was strong, everyone ducked, covered, held on. As soon as the shaking stopped, we evacuated the building, and nobody went back in until there was cleared safe zone. We didn't have a single fatality on a 7.0 earthquake, which is flabbergasting.
We here at Apache News would like to hope the best for those who have been affected by the recent earthquakes. Until then, this has been Jason. Back to you guys in the studio.
If you don't get your friends ornaments for Christmas, are you all really friends? ASB is selling customizable ornament grants for $1 from now until next Thursday. So whip out those markers and show that you're a real friend.
Are you a fan of gravity? Well, Denny's windmill isn't. After a whole year, the windmill is back and here to stay. Jake is here to tell us about Acadia's famous landmark.
Hey Apaches, Jake here. Now right behind me is a historic landmark that rivals Route 66, the Arboretum, and the Santa Anita Racetrack. You guessed it, it's the Denny's Windmill! Last Friday, the windmill was reinstalled back into its rightful place as a true icon of Arcadia. The new windmill has been repaired on the northeast corner of Huntington Drive and Santa Anita Avenue. Denny's had almost gone a whole year without its signature windmill after its fall in December of 2017. The windmill is so special because it's the last remnant of Van de Kamp Holland's Dutch bakery coffee shop franchise. For their Arcadia location, the first of 15 built, opened in 1967. Denny's then purchased the location back in 1989 and spent about $100,000 to rebuild the windmill back in 2016, replacing the motor, reinforcing the blades, and adding new LED lighting. The brand new lights are capable of changing colors to match the upcoming holidays. Now, the citizens of Arcadia can now eat their pancakes and grand sandwiches with a festive spirit. As Denny's #1 fan, I approve of this windmill. This has been Jake, back to you guys in the studio.
Calling all fuzzy socks Fuzznatics. This is the last week to purchase fuzzy socks from any Link crew member. These fuzzy socks are selling fast for $5 fuzzy wuzzy dollars, so get your fuzz on.
Thanks, Kona. Now I want one. That's not what I meant.
You're welcome.
Besides that, seniors, remember to turn in your graduation and class jewelry forms by the end of lunch today in the Valley Court in order to get a free companion ring.
Teaching one subject is hard enough, but imagine teaching 4. Let's go to Victoria with a scoop on our new polymath of a teacher, Mr. Seiler.
Why is it sad that parallel lines have so much in common? Because they will never meet. But in H105, we can meet our new diverse teacher, Mr. Seiler.
Hi, I'm Mr. Seiler. I teach Collaborative Algebra 2, English, U.S. History, and a tech class. This is my 13th year teaching, and I've worked at 3 other different high schools. But I did have a random kind of meeting with the principal, and he offered a job to come work here at Arcadia. And since I live in Arcadia and I have a child that goes to one of the elementary schools, it made a lot of sense to change. So basketball is one of my biggest interests. I enjoy fishing, and I used to play a lot of sports like golf and rugby. The biggest thing to remember is that school is a very brief moment in your entire life. Now, you can't take it for granted, obviously, but it's a time that's where it's okay to make mistakes.
Welcome to the Big Red family, Mr. Seiler. And we'll see you Apaches next time on Teacher Feature. This has been Victoria. Back to you guys in the studio.
Sit on down to the rally court this Friday during lunch for Linker's annual holiday photo booth. For only 75 cents, meet the famous Mr. AHS as Santa Claus and take a picture at the holiday-themed background. Don't be a Grinch. See you there.
All right. So I have a plan.
What is it?
Okay, I'm gonna sleep this entire week. Then I'll study the day before the test. That way the information will be in here and fresh.
Please, no.
But girl, I am really tired. I think I really need the
Break.
This year we chose the Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation. It was started by a little girl named Alexandra, and when she was 4, she asked her parents if she could hold a lemonade stand to raise money for doctors to help other children the way they helped her. Unfortunately, in 2004, she passed away at the age of 8. Her parents decided to start the official Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation.
Think you can spike out the competition? Go try for boys volleyball this Saturday at 1 p.m. in the North Gym. Remember to have your athletic clearance form, and if you didn't go to the November meeting but are interested in trying out, please contact Coach Sen with the email over here.
Kona, you have to stay awake, okay?
Jen, I do not want to study anymore, okay? It's not going to happen.
No, it's not that. You can't miss sports.
December is here, and now it's time to cheer for so many games that are near, here on Apache Sports. Varsity Boys Soccer was off to a good start, dodging and tackling LaSalle last Tuesday, but sadly weren't able to bring the same game to the field against Burbank yesterday. The first half of the game for our boys was rocky. Since Burbank scored the first 2 points of this close half, our Apaches managed to score a point during the second half of the game, using their quick reflexes and determined defense, but resulting in a score of 1-2.
Coming in the game, we felt really confident. We won our last game 5-0, so we thought we had what it took, but today we really just let them play their game, and we stooped down to their level when we really should have just been playing our game instead. And we definitely need to work on our intensity in the middle and make sure we connect our passes a lot better. And overall, we just need to make sure that we keep that intensity from the first minute to the last. I think this game really woke us up, and I think you can expect a lot more from us. We have a really strong team, a lot of seniors, a lot of really good starters, and a lot of really good people on the bench. So I think we have a really good season ahead of us. I think that this game was just a bump in the road.
Great job, boys. All you can really do is try your best and hope to do better next time, and there will be plenty of other opportunities too. This has been Sabrina. Now let's throw the ball over to Michael with girls soccer and Colin with girls water polo.
Varsity girls soccer kicked off their preseason with an unlucky start, but yesterday turned their luck around against the Burbank Bulldogs.
Our Apaches' rapid passes and accurate shots outpaced the Bulldogs' defenders and goalie. Throughout the game, our girls' agility and speed stood out on the field against the Burbank Bulldogs. Burbank did not spot any opening in our Apaches' defense and could not keep up with our girls' offense, resulting in a score of 6-0.
Burbank is kind of a lower caliber team in our league, so it was kind of a easier team to beat. We're just looking forward to the next games, like against CB and Burroughs.
I think our season will go really well because we started off the season strong.
Great job, girls. APN is looking forward to covering even more of your wins in the future. Now let's go to Colin with water polo.
This Tuesday, girls water polo toppled the Titans against San Marino.
The girls started the game strong. Our Apaches led the charge, scoring back-to-back against the Titans. However, they retaliated with their own offense, ending the first half 4-3. On the third quarter, the Titans came back with powerful throws, but our expert blocking and team chemistry got the better of them, leading Arcadia to pull ahead 6-5. On the final quarter, the Titans managed to tie the game 6-6 with 2 minutes left on the clock, but they were no match for Arcadia's superior offense, giving us the opportunity to score 2 points, ending the game 8-6.
we went into the game kind of worried that we wouldn't be able to do as well.
The game was like 5-5, 6-6, but then near the end, we really started pulling ahead. Well, we started off the season really strong. We beat our first 2 teams by at least 10, and we almost beat a Division 4 team. So I think we're going to go pretty far in CIF this year.
One of the great things about our team is we have a lot of people who are willing to shoot and make goals. So I don't think there's really one specific person who stands out. Instead, we all work together as a team.
Great job, girls. Make sure to check out their next home game against Temple City tomorrow.
Stop studying and let me sleep.
Not everything is about you, Kona. This is about Students Promoting Literacy's book drive for Friends Indeed.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. You can donate now, new or used books. It ends this week and drop-offs are at the library, front office, and select English classrooms.
Wait, but there's not just one drive.
But two. Ed China's Memorial Toy and Jacket Drive is also this week. All donations go to the White Mountain Apaches.
Please donate gently used items such as clothes, toys, blankets, and jackets. You can drop off your items at the front office.
Make sure to follow all of our social media platforms listed down below.
We'll be ending our show with a tribute to the late George H.W. Bush. This has been Trinity.
And this has been Kona.
Also, shout out to Mr. Kelly's media class from Dana Middle School for being here in AHS with us today. We'll see you on Friday, Apaches.
I fought for my country, I've served, I've built, and I'll go from the hills to the hollows, from the cities to the suburbs, to the loneliest town on the quietest street, to take our message of hope and growth for every American, to every American.
In 2013, George H.W. Bush was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, was forced into using a wheelchair, and was in and out of the hospital. Yet, he lived on. But on November 30th, 2018, he finally passed away at the age of 94. A memorial was held at the U.S. Capitol, with people including President Trump and the second Bush attending, with the event ending with George H.W. Bush being sent back to Texas, where he will be buried in his presidential library.
President George Herbert Walker Bush was really a very transitional figure in American history. He sort of had one foot in the Cold War, which wrapped up not entirely under his administration, but some really significant events happened.
I will keep America moving forward, always forward, for a better America, for an endless, enduring dream and 1,000 points of light.